everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're listening to this. Welcome. This is the first recording of me doing pregnancy yoga. Welcome. This was supposed to be an Instagram live, but then I found out that only very followed and super high whatever accounts can actually do lives, be that on other social media as well, which I don't mind. I just thought there was a tool that could be accessible to anyone, so here I am recording it instead and uploading it on YouTube, and I will share the link on my stories, and you will find the recordings of this on YouTube and my Instagram as well. So, what we are going to do today, before we start, actually, let me just give you a quick and boring disclaimer. Make sure that you had your GP approval to do any sort of movement. We all have different bodies, different experiences, and different ailments during pregnancy. So make sure that you had your GP approval first, and that you are in your second and third trimester as well. What else? Yeah, I think that's it. I might be forgetting here something, but what we're going to do today is a pranayama exercise, which is a yoga breathing exercise to calm down the brain and activate that rest and digest part of our brain, which is so needed, so necessary for labor, and to relax the body into birth, which is called golden thread. And then we will work on movements to use during early labor and active labor. I don't want to tell you more than that, although there are lots of things running in my head at the moment. Should I say that just yet, or should I keep that for later? So I don't want to spoil anything. Just grab yourself a drink, keep yourself hydrated. What we will need today, if you have them, are some yoga props. So what I like to use is a yoga bolster, in the hard one. So in here you have buckwheat, and this is a great pillow that you can use not to roll on your back as well when you sleep at night. You keep it behind you, or for your leg as well. I'll show you in a minute when you're lying down on your side. And we are going to need a block and 2 bricks. Let me know if you want to buy them. I can give you a 35% discount. I don't gain any money out of it, but I just think it's nice to have a discount and spend a bit less. If you don't have any of this and you don't want to buy them, that's absolutely fine. Just use a couple of pillows instead of a bolster, although they might not be as firm. And for the bricks and block as well, we can try to use a rolled up blanket, or maybe some birds. See what you have around your home, without making a commitment to buy stuff that you won't use again. And then finally we're gonna use a scarf as well. So this could be a rebozo. This is just my regular scarf, but it could be a rebozo as well, those Mexican scarves. I currently don't have mine because a birth client has it, so they can practice how to use it during labor. And we will use this to squat. So that's a spoiler already. But yeah, have a pillow as well if your knees can be quite delicate. And finally, let me introduce you my assistant, my little doll with the placenta. Hello everyone. So I use this little doll. Look at the camera. There you go. to explain you why we do certain things. So here I have a pelvis model, although this is quite a bad one. I bought this very cheap and I will buy a new one because this is not how a pelvis model looks like, because this is rigid. You see, if I try to move it around, it's just one whole piece, one whole piece of bones. But this is not actually how the pelvis looks like. There is room for movement of all these bones because there are lots of joints in between each bone. However, for now, for today, I'm gonna use this one and get a better one soon. It will still be useful just for you to visualize how a female pelvis looks like and why we will do certain movements. So that's how we're gonna divide it: breathing, early labor, active labor. Today's session is completely free, so let me know if you have, and it's gonna last up to 30 minutes. Let me know if you have any feedback in the comments or just DM me. I teach pregnancy yoga in Crawley, and keep your eyes out for new places I'm gonna teach as well around the Gatwick area. What else? Let's just get started. So, let me just get my drink here close to me. My raspberry leaf, even though I'm not pregnant. It's really good for the womb blood flow. And so this side, if you want to sit down kneeling or with your legs crossed, just as it is, or you could use a block to keep your spine straight and long. And if you do, you see I'm almost falling off from the block, and my spine is long and straight, my shoulder blades are open, my chest is open, and my neck is long, my chin is close to my chest. Otherwise, you could also choose to lie down in lots of ways. So you may want to lie down on your back. However, that's not recommended during pregnancy because that doesn't bring as much blood flow to the baby. So instead, you may want to use some books if you don't have any bricks here. Use your bricks and the block to create some sort of structure for your back. You may want to use pillows here instead. And once you have a solid structure, bring your sacrum as close as possible to the pillow or cushion, and ensure that you're still engaging that pelvic sort of pelvic tilt, just like as if you were sitting on the block that I was telling you about a moment ago. And lower yourself down. You may want to use a pillow for your head if you feel that your chin is pointed to the ceiling instead of being close to your neck. And finally, you can bring your feet close together, touching each other, bending your knees, and relax. And potentially may want to place some extra pillows underneath your knees as well. I'm just giving you as many adjustments as possible so that once you find the position that works for you, you can fully relax. You should switch off all your body muscles. You may even want to wear eye mask if you like. And finally, if you want to lie down, you can lie down on your left hand side, ideally, because that's also how we can keep most oxygenated the womb. So you can use the block as a pillow. Lower yourself down on the side. And make sure that your spine is straight from your neck to your tailbone. And from your knee to your ankle, put it on top of the bolster or pillows that you've got. This is also a great position to sleep at night. And as I was saying, you can also use more pillows, or ideally the bolster, which is heavier, behind you. You can also put the bolster in between your knees. So, lots of options for you to choose from and to try out. You are the expert of your own body, nobody else is. I am not the expert of your own body, not your midwife, not even your doctor. So, this allows you to choose what works best for you. You are allowed to make amendments for each suggestion that I'll offer you now, and or to skip them directly. You are the expert of your own body, meaning you know the difference between pain and discomfort. We all have different bodies and experiences and past body trauma, accidents, if any. So discomfort is when you are trying something new, including giving birth and being a new parent. Pain is something else, although there is definitely, you may want to call it in lots of different ways, but there are challenges in labor. Your body is built to go through those challenges, which is different from different kinds of pain that they're not coming from labor experience. There you go. So choose the position that you prefer. I'm gonna kneel and read out to you the golden thread meditation / breathing exercise, which I'm reading from Tara Lee and Mary Atwood's book called Pregnancy Health Yoga. And this is a wonderful way to combine breathing and visualization. So, very useful during labor and to just relax and calm down the nervous system. Once you chose the position that you prefer to start, ensure that you are making yourself a 5 to 10% more comfortable now, and see if you can keep a soft gaze. You may want to close your eyes. There is no right or wrong. And once you're ready, inhale through your nose. And as you exhale, imagine there is a petal between your lips, so they're slightly parted. Breathe out an imaginary golden thread into the distance. Inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth without forcing the breath. Imagine gently blowing this golden thread further and further into the distance. Noticing how your exhalation gradually lengthens. Notice how you feel as you repeat this visualization with each breath. It may help you to imagine that this golden thread is like a golden rope helping you to climb to the top of a mountain. As your contraction reaches its peak, this rope helps you to climb over the summit. You may also like to visualize sailing on the ocean, holding onto this rope as it helps you to ride over the choppy waves. Use these images in a relaxed way and see what works for you. Don't fight the waves. Hold onto the golden rope so that you can ride them. Remember that there will be times of calm between the choppy waves when you can recoup your focus and energy so that you're ready for the next one. Each one bringing you closer to your destination, to your baby, and to the birth of yourself as the parent of this baby. Take a few more moments to relax in whatever position you chose. If you're lying down on your back, you can roll to the side and use your hands to lift yourself. Avoid using your core and bring yourself into all fours. Place your hands big and wide underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips. And as you inhale, bring your chin upwards. Try to keep a neutral spine in your lower back, especially if you're further down your pregnancy, because your lower back is already working hard the more baby becomes fully grown. So as you inhale, bring your chin upwards, and as you exhale, bring your pubic bone close to your navel and your chin to chest. Once again, inhale into cow, and exhale into cat. Really pushing into those hands, separating the shoulder blades as much as possible. Keep going at your own rhythm. The slower, the better. We're trying to slow down, which is what your body will ask you during pregnancy. We live in a complex society that makes us speed up all the time. That's not what we need during pregnancy. Follow your own rhythm and keep going. Keep going using that pelvic tilt. I'll tell you more about it as you do it. So we are lubricating the spine here, which adjusts our posture and gives us more oxygenated blood, detoxifying. And also, this is a great position during early labor, be that on all fours or standing up as well, or on your birth ball. I'll show you, but you don't need it. You can do this on your birth ball as well, doing these pelvic tilts. And what this does is that it moves the baby down the pelvis. We're gonna take a figure 8 with the hips now. Also a movement that you can do by standing up and being on the birth ball again. So you see, it's up to you how you like it. And if you have delicate knees, just place a pillow underneath them. Change direction. Fun fact, belly dance was not created to please men, but to give birth. So see if you can really bring your belly dance into these movements. And some of you may find that these movements come natural to you. And you decide how wide you want to make this, almost as if we were in a half plank and moving backwards into a child pose. Use your breath as you move back, exhale, as you move forward, inhale. And next time you exhale, release and move to child pose. So here you may want to place a pillow or the bolster itself behind your hips if your heels do not quite touch your sitting bones. The key here is to relax, switch off completely all your body muscles. What we're doing here is not just opening the chest and shoulders to create more room to breathe, which is super useful, especially down the third trimester, but we are also opening the hips, which is also necessary to give birth. And if you can't quite place the forehead on the mat, also you can use a pillow from your chest upwards to lie down on. Find a way to make this work for you and completely switch off. It's very important for you to take advantage of every resting moment that is offered for you during pregnancy and during labor, because you don't know when that's gonna happen again, and postnatally as well, for sure. I need to get better at that myself. There's always room for improvement, but as long as you try, that's what you can do. A happy parent is a happy baby, and not the other way around. Because if mom and dad are not taking care of themselves, baby will feel that. And I'm saying this because a lot of times I hear saying, oh, but at least you had a healthy baby, you should be happy. No, that's not enough, unfortunately. So that's what I would recommend for early labor. I'm just going to check how much time we got left. Ooh, less than 10 minutes. So let's look at active labor now. If you are still on in child pose, come out of it and bring yourself back again onto all fours with a neutral spine. We are going to take a low lunge, so use momentum and chunk your right foot next to your right hand. I'm going to show you this way so you can see it better. And we're gonna take a side low lunge. Once again, if you have pain on your left knee, just place a pillow. I actually do sometimes, so that you can hold this position for longer. And decide how wide you want to do this. Also, while you do this movement as slow as possible, a couple of facts. Yoga was created by men. So if you have a female body, especially if you're pregnant, you should know how to adapt it to your body. And there was something else that I wanted to say, but it slipped my mind. Oh yeah, so because you're pregnant, your body produces a hormone called relaxin, which makes your joints much more flexible. And if you're hypermobile, you might already have that, although hypermobility can be a bit more complex. So, as I was saying, you are the expert of your own body. Do what works best for you. Meaning, you should do any of these movements to a 50% range of what you would normally do when not pregnant. So, decide how wide you want to do this movement. You may want to take even a stretch of the back of your hamstring as you move backwards, and strengthen that frontal leg if that feels good for you. There's a lot of tension in our hamstrings, especially if you sit down all day on a chair. We all do. So the more we can stretch them, the better. And we might probably work on that next time, but not today, as we're currently working on active labor movements to move the baby down the pelvis. So why are we doing this? All asymmetrical positions like this one change. So bring yourself back again on all fours, use momentum and chunk your left foot next to your left hand. I'll show you this way so you can see it better. keep going. All these asymmetrical positions, meaning that the left side of the body is not identical to the right, can create up to 30% of more room for your baby to come down your pelvis. Incredibly useful if you're planning to have a physiological vaginal birth. There are lots of other elements that are needed to have a vaginal birth, and I could write a book about it. There are lots of books about it. So keep going with this movement. Observe if your left looks different from your right, and you may want to see pelvic floor physiotherapist as well. If you carry any tension on one side, that means that the other side is weaker, so that you know which side needs what. Pregnancy yoga is all about relaxing the pelvic floor, but at the same time we also want to strengthen it. But the ratio of those two things really depends on how your pelvic floor looks like today. And by the way, you can do this with a birth ball as well in front of you, or with your partner, or on the couch, on a chair. Right. So bring yourself back again onto all fours. Keep your pillow if your knees are needed. And once again, realign yourself. Your hands are big and wide, strong underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. This time, we're going to bring our knees together and bring the ankles far away from each other. And rock back and forth, using the breath. As you exhale, rock back and forth. You may have to round your back, especially if you're further down your pregnancy, and you may want to use some bricks behind you if you can't quite reach the floor behind you, so make sure that you grab those if you need them. Could be 1 or 2 bricks. And what this movement does, as you keep doing it, I'll show you why we're doing it and how this is useful for active labor. So keep going, following your breath. Basically, during early labor, what we want to work on is pelvic inlet, the top of the pelvis. So if baby is head down and his placenta should be on top, the first movements that we did ensure that these hips can become wider. The top bones of the hips become wider, and consequently the sitting bones, the lower bones become closer, so that baby engages into the pelvis. And once the baby is in there, that's when most likely active labor is going to start. That's when most likely you will lose your waters, break your waters if you haven't yet. So what we want to do here is the contrary. So bringing those top bones closer together, and that's why I need a better pelvis, because this is not mobile. But once I get one, I'll be able to show you that these top hips will come closer together, and you can use your partner to help you squeeze them on your back. And we can open these sitting bones wider so that baby has more room to come out. For vaginal birth, of course. But all these movements are useful for a healthy pelvic floor anyway. So as you keep doing this movement, and actually I could put some stickers in my sitting bones. I forgot that. I saw it in a video and I wanted to do it maybe next time. But if I would put some stickers on my sitting bones here, you would be able to see that they become wider. So, which is what we want in active labor. The baby's already engaged in the pelvis. He just needs to come out the other way. During early labor, we did the completely opposite. So we widened the knees and we brought the ankles close to each other into child pose, which makes the top part of your hips closer, more open. The top part of the hips more wider, and the sitting bones closer consequently. Now we're doing the opposite. Sitting bones wide open. Use your breath as you move. And finally, last exercise, although yeah, I'm already running out of time, the classical position that we see all the time. Grab your bolster, or you could use your bricks, books, whatever works for you, whatever you got available, and use them to place your sitting bones on them. So we were on all fours. Grab whatever bolster or bricks you've got, place them in between your hands. Use momentum to jump one foot at the front, lift the other foot, rearrange the bricks, and rearrange your feet so you can place the whole length of your foot on the floor. And you can use your elbows to push your inner knees upwards. So what this does is relaxes the pelvic floor and all the muscles linked to it in our legs. As you inhale, see if you can make your spine longer from your sacrum to your neck, meaning you might want to bring your chin closer to your chest. And as you exhale, see if you can further open your chest by bringing your shoulder blades close to each other. And keep breathing. It's a lot of hard work, lots of things to think about. Use your breath as your guide for movement and not the other way around. Your breath might look different from mine, so follow your own. You may want to use the golden thread again, just like we did at the beginning, if you like. You may want to keep a soft gaze, close your eyes, or keep them open. And release, place your hands on the mat once again, place your knees on the mat, and release. So we're gonna finish here today because I try to keep these videos up to half an hour, although you may, if you can, you may want to relax a bit more here and before you keep on going with your day. Let me know if you have any questions, if you have any suggestions of what you would like to see in the next videos. There are lots of other things that I'd like to tell you about and other movements that are super useful. But these few ones that we looked at today, I think, even though you can just do one of them, can make a difference during your labor. Yeah, take care.